Hello viewer, Ujambo. Welcome to this GTN Nursing Services where I, Grace the nurse, talks about mother and child health care. We are on a running series whereby we are talking about children who are in the adolescent stage. We introduced a new topic whereby we are talking about developmental tasks in an adolescent child. We were told that developmental tasks are the achievements every individual must accomplish before moving on to the next stage of life. We learned that we are supposed to cover 2 learning objectives. The first one being, by the end of this learning session, the viewer should be able to narrate the developmental tasks in an adolescent stage. So in narrating, we already covered the first, second tasks. So if you follow our last clips, you'll understand what we are talking about here. So today we are going to cover the third task, a developmental task in an adolescent. And this is about getting along with the peers. Okay? Welcome. So getting along with the peers involves where we mentioned about the adolescent developing an identity separate from that of the parents. And this is where they shift their socialization from the family circle to the outside age groups. And therefore, for them to be able to get along with the peers, they have to have a common goal. And therefore, it will depend which goal the child has attached him or herself with. Because we are told that teenagers are curious. Curiosity sometimes promotes one to gang up, to investigate things that one is not familiar with. And it is this curiosity that makes him or her try things that he or she may know that parents do not approve. Okay? Yes, that teenagers are curious. Curiosity sometimes promotes one to gang up, to investigate things that he or she is not familiar with. It is curiosity that makes him or her try things that one may know the parents do not approve. We are given examples like attending places of questionable amusements. Yes? Attending places of questionable amusements. Trying drugs. Reading kind of books and magazines which undermine one's morals and acquaint him or her with the vice. You see what getting along with peers means? Whereby curiosity is playing a very great role, whereby this child cannot investigate things alone, so he or she has to gum up with others so that they are able to have motivation to do some things that they know parents would not approve. And these things we are being told is like attending places of questionable amusement. Of late we have had news from the media, radio and TV, giving stories of children who have drowned in undesignated places. And most of the times when these children are drowning, they are not alone. So this is what they are talking about, visiting questionable amusement places. Others, they gang up and they end up trying use of drugs. Others, on their own, they read kind of books and the magazines which undermine their morals. We talked about morals in another clip. And this makes them acquaint themselves with the morals which are, they end up practicing these morals which acquaint them with the vice, that is, things which are not morally proper. So here we are being told that this curiosity itself is a desirable trait. It should not be stamped out. It should be directed into channels which are wholesome and desirable. It is part of developmental task in this threshold period of adolescence. Yes, that is about getting along with peers. You remember we talked about these children being around to go and mingle with their own age groups for the sake of synergy. So when it gets to getting along with peers, we are being told that curiosity itself is a desirable trait. It should not be stamped out. It should be directed into channels which are wholesome and desirable. It is part of developmental task in this threshold period of adolescence. That is all about getting along with peers. Let us see another developmental task. This is being optimistic and trusting. Yes, being optimistic and trusting. Whereby we are being told that it is natural for adolescents to believe the best. They do not expect that any mishap would happen. We talked of children not thinking of their vulnerability. This is the thing, that it is natural for adolescents to believe the best. They do not expect that any mishap would happen or would occur. This abounding optimism makes them carefree and unable to understand why parents worry. You see? So when you are getting worried that your child is getting home late, to them that is not a problem. When you worry when the girl starts dating, to her, that is not a problem. When you worry that a child is doing risk behavior like overspeeding when driving a vehicle or riding a motorbike, to them it is not a problem. So we are told that parents and other adults, as well as teachers and guiding counselors, can help with this developmental task. Very important that the children at this age, they have what they call being optimistic and trusting. So to them, they don't realize that any risk can cause devastating effects. So we are told we make use of other adults as well as teachers and guiding counselors so that they can help us with this developmental task. Okay? Yes. So the next task we are going to cover is craving for an activity. So like it, share it, make a comment, make sure you register in this class and follow me on my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye. See you in the next clip.